Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing. As you can see, this watch is designed with knife edges. And truly, it is razor sharp. This is the circa 2014, new for 2014, Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Ultra Thin 1907. Though it came out in 2014, it is a tribute to the caliber 145, a ultra thin 1.38 millimeter thick pocket watch caliber created by LeCoultre back in 1907, according to a design created by Edmond Jaeger of Paris, and this was an early collaboration between the two names that would later be unified in the name of the company. So in tribute to that, here we have a 39 millimeter diameter rose gold case that is absolutely blade-like at only 4.1 millimeters measured in thickness, 43.9 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip with a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw the watch on my wrist and you can see it really is shockingly thin. One of the thinnest watches I have ever featured on the channel. This defines the watch that slides underneath the cuff. It's not broad either. For a 39, a sub 44 millimeter lug to lug is quite compact. So even a lady could wear this on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. The strap, like the watch, is very, very thin. Medium rectangular scale alligator leather with a semi-gloss medium brown color, and it's bonded, so there's no stitching. You can see there's no stitching to bind it. It's actually bonded with adhesive. Calfskin on the bottom, a folded edge, gator on the top, no crimping, no gouging, a brand new JLC factory strap specific to the model, designed to be as thin and seamless as the case. Rose gold pin buckle, and then you can see the case itself has knife edges. Because there's a little bit of a setback to the case back, the watch reads impossibly thin on your wrist, more like 2 to 3 millimeters, not 4.1. You can see that sharp break between case and lugs, and the construction of this case really is quite special. You can see there's a dramatic cambering to the sapphire designed to give a little bit off-axis plexi-like distortion, and then we have the crown, and when you look on the bottom you can see that the case back is actually, it's almost shrink wrapped around the stem tube assembly. You can see how on the reverse side the lugs actually represent one and the same with the monoblock case back, so lugs and case back all one piece, and then the lugs have screws that thread all the way into the underside of the bezel to hold it all together like a sandwich structure, allowing this watch to achieve a standard dress watch 30 meters. Very uncommon on ultra-thin watches, and you can see the maker's mark, JLC, making its own cases as well as movements. And the movement inside is the JLC caliber 849, which is 1.85 millimeters thick. If you want to see what it looks like, check out my reviews of the JLC Master Ultra Thin 34. Same movement, but the thing is, a display case back increases thickness, and on this watch JLC wanted to reduce the thickness, so they used a gold case back, and also improve the stiffness so it didn't flex and, for example, deform or pop out the sapphire. Now there was also a version of the 1907 with an enamel dial, but first of all it says Grand Faux enamel on the dial, which is in bad taste, and second, it adds a full millimeter of thickness. The display case back also adds a full millimeter of thickness, so this is the thinnest way JLC could have made this watch. The movement inside is based on the old 802 Abausch created by JLC for Audemars Piguet and Vacheron in the early 1950s. That movement at 1.64 millimeters thick was a little bit too fragile, so this one is 1.85, still super thin. Manual wind, 35-hour power reserve, 3 hertz beat rate, 19 joules, and it goes through the Master 1000 hours test, and you can actually see the 1000 hours control on the back. It is a fully cased up test of power reserve, durability, water resistance, everything that goes into testing a chronometer and then some. It was one of the first full watch tests in the industry back in the early 90s, and today at JLC they apply it to everything except the caliber 101 micro movement. So this is not just a very thin movement, it's a very accomplished one that's also a genuinely good timekeeper, related to the movement created for Vacheron and AP, but a little bit more durable, reliable, and with a longer power reserve. This is a spectacular watch with so much heritage backing it, a real signature piece, and when these are made and when they're serviced, they're built by the same JLC watchmakers who work on grand complications such as the delicacy of this case and this movement. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.